Mike Dobson on the Broadway Drumming 101 podcast on the genius of Jack Foley.
So it was invented by this guy named Jack Foley, and he had the access to one of the first machines that was around to put sound on film. And so they were coming out of the silent movie era. I think it was The Jazz Singer had come out, which is the first movie with sound. And then he had access to this machine, and he was a smart guy who was a jack of all trades. He was very mechanically savvy, and he figured out how this thing works and what the potential was. And he had the idea that you can record sound separately and then add it to the film and create the illusion that sound happened in the scene you were recording. No one had thought of that. No one thought that was possible. There's a famous story that he was working on a movie. I think it was Stanley Kubrick movie. So it was even later than the early days, but they had this whole huge scene of all these Roman soldiers marching into Rome or something. And they didn't like the sound, and they were going to fly the entire cast and crew back to Italy and reshoot it just to get the sound of the armor clinking correctly. And Jack Foley was like, no, you could do that here. And so he explained it, and he did it like with his keychain. He just recorded it and messed with it in post and made the sound with a set of keys that was perfect for the movie. And so that was like an education. Everyone had to figure out how to use sound in film and what it meant to have to record it separately and put it in. And that's why you see all these cool things. If you could go deep on YouTube, you can see the sound effects of Star Wars where they're like hitting a slinky or like messing with a double bass, and they make these blaster sounds or explosions, and like the sound of bones breaking could be like breaking celery. And if you have a microphone and you have the way to edit your sound, you can do so much with sound, and then you add it in and it syncs, and everyone believes that's the sound. So that's what actual Foley is.
Subscribe to Broadway Drumming 101 today.